Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a walkthrough video for the Hyperlinks digital planner generator. If you have purchased this template, you are in the right place. If you haven't, you can stick around and I'll leave links in the description box. You can go ahead and check it out. This is a web app template. It is an HTML file that runs on your browser. This is what it's going to look like when you open it up in your browser. So it doesn't matter what browser you use. As long as it's a modern browser, it should work. When you purchase this from my Payhip shop, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have the products right here, some additional files, so quick start guide, read me first, and the license terms. The other thing you want to pay attention to is this license key. You will receive this license key and product key in your email, so you can save it there. You're going to need it to access the actual web app. And the other thing I would say is that if you are using Payhip for the first time, go ahead and create an account. What this is going to do is save this information for you. So if you somehow lose access to the license key in your email, you can always log into your Payhip account and you can retrieve it from there. Payhip would save the license key for you as well as the downloadable documents that you have purchased. All right, so the first thing you want to do is just download your product. All right, so download all of them, save it on your computer. And then what you're going to do is to double click to open this up. So I'm going to download it so you can see what it looks like and we'll open up in the browser. So just go ahead and click download and save it on your computer. All right, so here are the files downloaded into my computer. And you'll notice that these two that say .html automatically have the Chrome icon because Chrome is the default browser that I am using on my computer. So whatever your default browser is, that is what is going to show up here. So you can double click and it would open up in Chrome, or if you want to open it up in another browser. So for example, if I were to right click on this, Safari is an option that I can use to open it up if I want. Google Chrome is my default, so I'll double click to open it up in Google Chrome. And I'm going to open up the quick start guide as well in the browser. But before I do that, I want to talk about these two. This is a document that shows you the terms and conditions and how you can use this file. And of course, this says read me first, but it is a more detailed version of the quick start guide. So if you need more information that you're not finding from the quick start guide, go ahead and read this. But to get started, the quick start guide should be more than enough. But to get started, open up the quick start guide. So here's what it looks like. You can glance through it and it tells you exactly what you need to do. Open up the generator, which we have already done, and I will navigate to that tab in a second. And I'll navigate to that tab next. Then you activate your license and you generate your planner, etc. You can save this and refer to it later if you need to. Here is what it looks like when you open it up. The first time you open this up, this is not going to show up as activated. It's showing up as activated because I already opened it up in this browser, meaning that once you activate it on your browser, you don't have to activate it again, except you open the same file up in another browser. To show you what that looks like, I'm going to reopen this file in a different browser. All right, so this is exactly what it's going to look like. If you open it up for the first time, you will be greeted this welcome. You can scroll through. Again, it just gives you some more information on how to get started and to use this app. And then once you open up the app, you can see that you have to unlock it in order to use it. It's going to say it's in the free mode, so you can test out this app if you haven't purchased it. As a matter of fact, I will leave a link to this app if you want to test it out. You can download the simple monthly planner for free. You can do with it whatever you want. You can use it for your personal use. You can sell it. This will be available for free. So if you haven't purchased this web app, go ahead and check it out and take advantage of this free download. If you have purchased it, what you're going to need to do next would be to unlock the rest of these templates. As you can see, we have 9 more templates to unlock here. So you're going to click here that says free mode unlock pro. All right, once you do that, you're going to need to enter your license key. This is the key that I showed you earlier in the beginning of the video that shows up in your email after you purchase the item, or if you have a Payhip account and you log into your Payhip account and you navigate to my product, it will be right there. Here is what that looks like. Here you would have the license key that you would copy here. You don't need to worry about the product key, so ignore that. Go ahead and just copy this license key and you're going to paste it right in that window that says activate with your key. Go ahead and just paste your license key here and then click on activate license. You'll get an activation successful message. This should say pro activate, and you can see that it says your pro license is active. If you have any issues around this area, just go ahead and scroll to the bottom and send me an email directly and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible to help you access your purchase. All right, so now that we have an activated version, let's check it out and see how it works. All right, so before I show you how it works, I do want to point out that in this particular web app, you have 3 flagship products. So you have a premium life planner, a 365 digital planner and journal, and these two have over 370 pages, which is why they're flagship, and the premium life planner just has more features compared to the other simpler planners or notebooks here. All right, so we'll get started with the Premium Life Planner, a flagship product. And then when you go to the export settings, you see that you have the option to export it as a landscape or as a portrait. And this already gives you two products because some people prefer the landscape view, some people prefer the portrait view, or you can sell both of them in one package just to make your product more competitive. So we're going to leave it as portrait for now. And then because this is a life planner, you can sell it as undated for 12 months, or you can sell it as, a dated planner for these years, so 2027 to 28-29. Or if you want more flexibility, you can choose whatever year or month you want to. If you want to sell an academic planner, for example, for 2026, you would say, let's say July 2026, full year, 12 months. So you have a lot of flexibility here as far as how this works. So let's go back and just do a regular 2027 planner. Okay, we're going to do Monday start. And then here's where you can add your branding. So it's going to add a non-intrusive text at the bottom of your planner with your brand name, and it will hyperlink to your website. The final export setting area is this aesthetic theme. This is another opportunity to multiply your offering. So you have a premium life planner, portrait view. You can do portrait, you can do landscape. You have many year options that you can offer, and then you can offer it in different colors too, or you can make one product more competitive by offering it automatically with these colors. This is a monochrome view, and this is dark mode. So you can offer the dark mode as a separate product if you want, because there are lots of people that prefer to use all of their planners, all of their products in dark mode. So I wanted to add this to make sure that you had that option as well. So let's choose this theme color right here, and we're going to click generate digital planner. So it took less than 10 seconds. So we have our planner already generated, and this is already hyperlinked. The first time I opened my digital shop selling hyperlinked planners, it would take me several days in order to hyperlink the planner. And there are the possibilities of making errors. So I have to do the entire hyperlink, go back and make sure there are no errors. And I would do this in Keynote, and it would take several hours and several days. This app does it in less than 10 seconds for you. So we have our file here. I'm going to save it right here. The document you export is going to be a PowerPoint PPTX file, meaning that you can open this in PowerPoint, Keynote, Google Slides, and you can open this in Canva. So if you want to create something more customized, you can do so in Canva. The caveat with Canva is that it would work as long as the template has less than, I think, about 300 pages. Anything more than that, if you try to import it into Canva, it would split it into two files. And once that happens, it breaks up the hyperlink. So I would say if you are going to be editing these files, these two right here, you're better off doing it in either Keynote, PowerPoint, or just use Google Slides. It is free. It's available to use in your browser. You don't have to download any other application. For this demo, I will show you how to edit this in Canva. So we're in my Canva account. Navigate to the area that says upload, which is where I am now. I'm going to click on upload file. Here's the file right here. Premium Digital Life Planner Portrait, PPTX. Go ahead and click open. Here is the file opened up in my Canva account. I will open up in grid view so you can see all of the pages that we have for the Life Planner. We have 89 pages, and this is the cover page. And because we're opening it up in Canva, you can edit this however way you want. So if you don't want to use this cover page, you can swap it out for something else. You can change the fonts to whatever you want. It's really up to you. I would encourage you to change it up a little bit and make it your own. But here is what it looks like. Make this a little bit bigger so you can see. The next page, of course, is an index page, as you can see. And here is where you can navigate to other parts of the calendar. So let's test out the hyperlink functionality. So first, we'll navigate to goals. Once you click here, you can already see that it is hyperlinked. So click here, and this is the goals area. And let's go to notes. And here we have the notes area. We have different types of notes. Let's go to the first one, narrow ruled. Here's what that looks like. And we have a daily planner. And here is what that looks like. So everything is fully hyperlinked. So you might need to go in and make tiny little changes here or there. So for example, you see how this wraps into 2 rows. You might need to extend this a little bit to 1 row. And then it looks like this. By the way, if you find an error in any of these templates that are generated, just let me know and I'll go ahead and tweak the application to remove that problem. All right, so let's test out some of this side navigation. So click here and it takes you over here. We have the entire monthly page here. We have our weekly links, which are also hyperlinked. So here is the first week of January, and go to February. We have our February links, and we can navigate back and forth throughout this template without a problem. The one thing that you would have to do manually, because there is no other way around it, and this actually happens when you create hyperlinks in PowerPoint, Google Slides, Keynote, even Canva, it automatically adds this underline. And it's not the most aesthetic, it still works, but I prefer my planners without this. So what you can do is select everything all at once. I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to go up here and click underline. First, it's going to add underline to everything because there are some elements that were not underlined before. And I click it a second time and now it removes it. So it looks like this, but the hyperlinks are still there. So unfortunately, this is the only manual process here where you have to go through and remove the underline if you prefer the style without this. And I don't think it's a bad idea to actually go through each page just to check it out to make sure everything looks good. If you want to change the color, it should be super easy because this planner only uses 5 colors. So you can see right here the colors in this design, and it uses 2 fonts. So you should be able to change everything very quickly. Let's say you want to change this round color to something else. Go ahead and click right here. Let's change it to this dark blue color. And of course, you have the option to change all. Click on that. It changes everything. And then you can go ahead and change this. Let's change this to this lighter blue. Change all. Let's do one more change. One thing I would point out is that sometimes if you have a text box and a rectangular box and you click on it, you might be clicking on the text box and not clicking on the rectangular box because the text box has the same width as the rectangular box. So I would just move this a little bit so you can see right here that this is a text box. Now you have access to the rectangular box. Go ahead and change the color. And then now you can see that we've changed the entire template very, very easily just because we have very limited colors. Do the same thing for the text style. So we have Montserrat as the text style. We click here. Let's say we want to change it to this one. Do change all. Click on the main text right here. And here is what that looks like. All right, so let's switch over to Google Slides. But before we do that, I want to download one of these massive planners because, of course, we can't use it in Canva. So it makes sense to show you how it works in Google Slides. We're going to select this one, 2026, Monday starts. Let's choose a different theme color and click Generate Planner. Now, this is going to take longer than 10 seconds. This has 370 plus pages, so it's going to take up to 30 seconds or more. So just be patient and it should be done in less than a minute. All right, so that took less than 30 seconds. Save it in my demo folder here and open it up in Google Drive so we can open it up in Google Slides. All right, so we are in my Google Drive account. Click on New to upload a file and navigate to the file right here. Open. Down here in the corner, you can see the file upload progress and it says one upload complete. The file is right here. Just go ahead and click to open it up. It automatically recognizes that it's a Google slide and it opens up Google Slides directly. All right, so here's what it looks like, starting with the cover page, of course. Go ahead and test the hyperlinks to make sure to work. Let's start with January 2026. Click there. It takes us right to the calendar for January 2026. Now, because this is a dated calendar, if we click right here, it takes us to day 1, January 1st. Okay, if we go back to January, click here, it's going to take us to January 10th. So the individual days have already been hyperlinked and this will save you a lot of time. Back to the January dashboard here, navigate to another month. Let's test out April 23rd. Click on that. It takes us to April 23rd. So everything works the way it's supposed to. If you wanted to remove the underline, select everything. Click on underline, click on it one more time and it removes it, but the hyperlinks are still preserved because if you go here, click on May, it still takes you over to May. All right. Okay, so that's how it works. Go ahead and play around with the different options. I added some information down here if you need to. The one thing I would emphasize, of course, that you cannot distribute or resell this app. You can sell the PDF template, you can sell the PowerPoint template, you can sell the Canva templates, but you cannot sell or give access to the app to someone else. And then finally, if you go all the way down here, I will be creating more web apps that are specifically focused on creators. So go ahead and check this periodically to see the new web apps that I have available. If you join my email list, I will update you when I have new web apps. And of course, you'll have access to the free upgrade if you have already purchased this web app. If you haven't purchased this web app, there's going to be a link to this demo version. You can test it out, see how it works. And if you're ready to commit to buying this web app, I do believe it's a reasonable investment because of the different types of products that you can sell and how quickly it is for you to create hyperlinks. So go ahead and check it out. And if you have any questions, like I said before, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'll have all the links that I have mentioned in the description box below, as well as in the pinned comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.